With new cosmic energy, there's a call for balance within, the balance of learning and sharing. What's a better way to share what you've learned than through podcasts? Now you can get started easy with Anchor. Anchor is a creation tool that you can use to record and edit for free from your phone. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so that you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make a podcast in one place. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started right now. It's Leo the Lion, and I'm your host, Leo. Welcome back to another episode. When it's up, it's up. And I'm not talking about Cardi B. I'm talking about Cloud9. I'm talking about not even Cloud9. I'm talking about Cloud 26. I'm talking about reaching new levels. I'm talking about making moves, my bro. Like, when it's time to make moves, everything falls right into alignment, and anything that's not serving falls right out of place. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what time it is. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And at this point, the only thing that really matters is the downloads from your guides and the follow through. You just have to do the damn thing. That's it. It's time to follow that gut intuition. Fuck what everybody else thinks and says, and do what it is that's on your heart, my bro. Just do it. The only one that's holding you back is you. And if you know that you are the only one that's holding you back, and you know what the problem is, well, it's time to fix it. Baby steps, bro. If you just need to work on your mindset, do that. If you need to do some more research before you even start, before you can follow them intuitions, do that. See the big picture, but don't let it disable you. Take a small step right now. Okay, let's go. I'm disturbed because for some reason I'm having an urge to talk about Travis Scott and his Astro World Festival concert that just recently passed. And I'm not gonna go too deep into this topic because honestly, I don't like talking about it's some bullshit. It's some really negative stuff, and it's honestly quite scary what the fuck happened. Like, does anybody actually really know? Like, cause Travis Scott, clearly he don't fucking know. He didn't know. But what I will say though is this is a prime example to show you guys that we are literally living a spiritual warfare every single day. If you haven't caught on to that yet, you're behind. You better get on board, my bro. Otherwise, there's sides. You're picking a side. There's no independent side here. There's not. I mean, you either with God or you with some demonic Satan shit. You either a chosen one or you of this earthly realm. And in this earthly realm, bro, this shit is going crazy. It's been going crazy. It's been going crazy for years, but it's on a whole nother plane, my bro. We are elevating like everything, okay? Everything is elevating. Everything's rising. Even that negative shit, the old worldly negative shit that we used to be on, it's on that a whole nother level, my bro. It goes even more crazy. So that's why you really gotta, you have to do that internal work. You have to connect with God. You have to know yourself and your worth and your value and morals, your integrities, what you will stand for. Because if you don't know what you stand for, you're gonna fall for anything. Mm-hmm. As my new bro Trend Genius, he like to say, "Huh." Oh man, yeah. But for real though, like no cap, guys, no cap. You really need to protect yourself out here. You can't just be getting into anything. Like, really, pay attention to how you feel, bro. I'm sure that there was lots of people that went to that concert that felt like something was off this day. Something about this day is just a little bit off. They knew damn well that their whole body was telling them not to go to that concert. And what happened? 8 people died. Now, this was when I started doing my own research. When I first heard about it, I thought that 20 people died. But you know what? I really think maybe 8 people died, but more people definitely lost something of themselves. Something of themselves was stolen. It's kind of scary because you look at that concert and you just, that stage. Is it me or was that stage like a portal? I ain't gonna go into that, but it's crazy out here because you will never know if you only rely on your 5 physical senses of this earthly realm. The 5 senses that are vulnerable to this deception. We're all vulnerable to deception, right? But, your nose can play tricks on you. Smells good, but is it good for you? Tastes good, but is it good for you? Looks good, but is it good for you? You gonna really know once you build that connection, that discernment. And so that's what we're gonna talk about in this episode. I know we're already halfway through, but I want to give you guys 3 keys to help you build your discernment. Okay, what is discernment? Discernment is just like judgment. To be able to discern is to be able to make wise judgment, not based off of previous bias experience, but based off of what's happening in the current moment. How do you feel? How do you, what are you hearing? What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? What are you feeling internally, externally? It's using all your senses, your intuition to make a wise decision on how to move forward. I feel like the people that's listening to this specific episode, maybe there's a good percentage of you that really do have a good sense of discernment. But then there's another percentage of you that's like, you don't believe anything that you don't see, right? If it's not tangible, it's not real. If there's no proof, it's not real. And when we're talking about discernment, the thing about it is you're not always going to have that tangible physical proof. A lot of times you'll get that when it's already too late. There's things that you know that you don't know how you know, but you know. But because you don't know how you know, it's like, this ain't real. I can say that because I've been in that situation multiple times. So how do you develop discernment though? How do we build on our spiritual discernment? How do we build on a better judgment? How do we know how to make more intuitive decisions, choices? All right, so the first key that I have for you is taking time to build a connection with the divine, the spirit, the highest leader, God, whatever you want to call them. This is the first key because it's the most important one. You know, like I said, this is a spiritual warfare. So when you're building your discernment, you want to make good, wise judgments that are going to lead you into a positive, more life fulfilling prophecy. And we can't do that on our own. I mean, we could. We definitely have the choice to. But with that choice, you know, without spirit, we're choosing to live an earthly realm. You know, this goes into another topic, but I very much believe that Christians believe in heaven or hell. I very much believe that we have heaven and hell here on earth, and heaven is being connected to divine spirit, having that guidance and building that connection with the spirit. Hell is deciding to choose to live this shit on your own, do this shit on your own, and suffer this worldly material world on your own. You live hell right now. Tell me I'm wrong. It's the most important one because you need that connection with spirit. You need that connection with God to get the right guidance, to get answers to the questions that we hold within us, but we can't access alone. Okay? You want to give your attention and your energy to spirit. They are trying to connect with you every day. Every day. You know, if you pay attention, maybe you see number synchronicities. Maybe you see certain animals repetitively. Yesterday, I saw so many fucking dogs. Dogs is a sign of loyalty, but also I just took that as a sign that, you know, I'm manifesting a pup. But that's besides the point. They're trying to communicate with you all the time, not only through numbers, not only through animal, spirit totems, but colors, sounds, vibrations. You know, the universe doesn't speak to us the way we communicate to each other. The universe communicates with us through quote unquote coincidences. This is where you get nothing's a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. So, you know, start paying attention to the things that's happening around you, knowing that this is not a coincidence. This is a message. What is this message trying to relay to me? Okay, start thinking like that. The second key for you to be aware of is spend some time connecting with yourself. You have to get to know who you are. You have to get to know what your body is familiar with, what your body is in tune with, what feels right to you, what feels wrong to you, because through that, okay, that's how your body is. Your body's like a ticking, I was going to say a time bomb, but that's not what I meant. Your body is very much in tune with the universe because we are all individually unique, but we are all part of the one. This is getting to know yourself on a deeper level than who you have been told you are, who you grew up thinking that you are. This is getting to know yourself on a spiritual soul level. This is getting to know your soul, your spirit. There's two sides to the one coin. We're all part of the one. So, you know, that with that being said, everybody's different and there's different avenues of these differences. But what I'm pretty much trying to get at is like, in order for you to know exactly what means what, you need to know your body, you need to know yourself. Okay, so like, for example, like I said with the dogs yesterday, I saw a lot of dogs. To me, I took that as a symbol of I'm manifesting a dog. To somebody else, that could be a symbol of loyalty or respect. Somebody might look at dogs and think that the universe is disrespecting them. I don't know how, but somebody could think that. It's all in your perspective. It's all in what you know to be familiar. And this is important also because, like I said, we're all different, we're all unique. So what the universe sends to you is going to make a different kind of sense than what it makes to somebody else. You know, that's what this is a lot of what I've learned with going through my own spiritual journey and learning about divination, learning about tarot, learning about, all this esoteric meanings. There's the general meaning to the population, but everybody has their own unique perspective into that meaning and what it means to them personally. I hope this makes sense because I feel like maybe I repeated myself a lot, but I'm really trying to go deeper into explaining that for you. Now, before I get into the next one, it's very important that you have those two, the first two, down pat. Spending time with God and spend time with yourself. Getting to know spirit and getting to know yourself. You have to know those two in order to really, really get that good discernment. Now, the last one is pay attention to social cues. Pay attention to not only just social cues, but just pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. I said that a bunch of times because now, hopefully, it's in your head to pay attention, okay? Hopefully you get it. It's important to pay attention because naturally, as human beings, we are programmed to connect the dots. This is what we've been doing since we were babies. Babies learn multiple different languages just by looking in their environment, listening. They see a conversation, they can pick up, oh, this tone of voice, the way they're saying that means this. That and that's catching on to patterns, okay? You do that from the day that you are born to the day that you die. You are constantly catching patterns. The difference is, the first 7 years of your life, you're like a sponge. You are not knowing of a lot. So you are soaking up a lot of information. And through that information, you are making judgments, assumptions of what's right, what's wrong. And then from there, you have your core foundations. And you go through your life and you relearn those foundations or you keep those foundations. You should be redeveloping them as you get older. But, some people get fixed. You don't want it, I'm not going to bash you or say you're wrong, but you really want to keep an open mind. Like, you don't want to become fixed for too long. You really want to learn how to expand your mind because you don't know everything. You've learned something, you've learned enough of what you can comprehend within that 7 years. Now for the next 7 years, it's time to learn. Maybe you need to learn it again because now you have a bigger awareness. Now you can comprehend more. So becoming aware of social patterns. This becomes easier the more you connect with your spirit and yourself. That's why I said that the first two are important because with your connection with God and in yourself, you're going to know exactly what is right to you, what is wrong to you. And with your social interactions, you're just going to pick up, like you already pick up on people's energy, people's vibes. People say, it's a vibe. You get it. Also with picking up on, patterns and paying attention to social cues, you really just listen to the way that people talk. Look at the way that people move because, subconsciously, like I already said, everybody's got their downloads. Everybody's got their core beliefs. And, you can talk and talk and talk all you want. Talk is cheap. Action is more proven than words. It's because we are not really good multitaskers. We can say one thing, but subconsciously, our subconscious is always going to come through at the end of the day. We're not going to notice, but it's showing. And so the way that people talk, the way that they move, shows you exactly who they are. People are always showing you exactly who they are if you pay attention. You know, I was telling another friend, like, some people like to joke, and some people, like, all they know is a joke. Like, they'll say something and it'll be like, ha ha ha, like, it's funny, I wasn't being for real, but, like, the way you said that, though, like, you think you're not being for real, but you keep saying it. You keep doing it. You was for real. Like, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm a serious person, so I don't take shit. I don't take it lightly, bro. You can joke, like, I'll joke around with you. He, motherfucker. Like, that's me. I know the truth. I see you. I see you. So, and really, as you're building that connection with yourself and that connection with spirit, you're going to be able to understand people too. Maybe not just like the way I do, but it's going to become more clear to you. So those are your 3 keys to building a stronger spiritual connection. And that's all that I have for you in this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, I would very much appreciate if you would just take a moment and leave Leo the Lion a 5-star review. And if you don't have Apple, I don't blame you, girl or guy. I don't have Apple either. Just go on over to Spotify, or if you listen to Spotify, there's a question somewhere. Answer the question, engage, interact. This is a community that we're building over here. And even though I'm serious, I'm not a mean person. I love all. Even if you on some fuck nigga shit, even if you sus, I'm gonna put you in your place, but I ain't gonna disrespect you, because ultimately it ain't your fault. It's something you learned how to be. So thank you once again, my bro. It's always a pleasure to have you here with me to, talk these talks. And until next time, peace. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you subscribe to Leo the Lion so you get notified each time I post a new episode. Also, make sure you follow me, Leo, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at L Leo, the L Lion. If you'd like to join my community, where you're allowed to express yourself freely without judgment, you can find my Facebook group at Be Unique. That's BYOU Unique. Okay, see you there. All the links will be down in the description, so make sure you check that out. And until next time, I'm wishing you wellness, peace of mind, and a loving open heart. Bye.